Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So today we got ourselves a brand new faction, one of the last few in the game. Theoretically, based on how many kingdoms are in the game, the second to last. However, theoretically it's third to last because we got a new kingdom coming in next month. However, what we have now is the Black Heart. This, of course, is associated to Black Hawk. So pretty easy to remember where this place belongs to, that's for sure. But anyways, it's a +2 blue, +1 purple, -1 yellow banner, meaning they have access to blue-purple. This means we have access to quite a lot of teams. Standard Rowan team, double Tesla or triple Tesla or quad Tesla. No, I don't think you would ever use 4, but a bunch of Teslas in various degrees. You don't have her half-mana start, but you do have access to her. You have the Iron Gadzoogoff team, which is nice, as well as the capability of using Throughout for it, which is even nicer. So there's definitely a decent handful of options out there. Plus, if you're just using like generic mana accumulators, you have both Throughout and Leprechaun at your disposal. So both the two like really solid hold the line mana accumulators in the game can end up being used as well. So should be pretty straightforward. We'll probably start with Rowan build and then switch into Iron Gadzoogoff for the rest of the time. And that's pretty much the game plan for tackling this delve. As per usual, we'll probably split it up. We'll do some of the faction now, do some more of the faction tonight, and do pure faction tomorrow night. As well as sometime within that time, having a video just kind of going over the faction itself. But anyways, let's go to the core storyline then. But before I do, I should probably drink some water because I just woke up like a half an hour ago and still have not drank anything yet. Refreshing. Actually, gosh, that water is not cold at all. That's my water from last night that was still there. Anyways, so we currently have 80,000 renown. That's the max you could possibly have. We're not getting anything from that. Of course, we do have the pet for the thing. Oh, can you not check the pet while you, I didn't realize that. You actually can't check what the pet is until you've done the delve, because I believe it's underneath the Horde menu, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's not where it is if you click on Horde. No, it's not under Horde. It's under... Where do you normally go to check the pet? Oh, it's under faction info. Never mind, we can check the pet. Hold up. Pet. Oh yeah, we already saw this yesterday off the thing when we were going over everything. But yeah, we got the little jar with like the tentacle monster in it, which makes sense for a Blackhawk. Kind of like a bottled kraken. Kind of funny. But also, we have like way too many shards. We probably won't even dent under 100,000. But anyways, hello everyone. Hello Tyrion. Hello Isabel. Hello George. Hello Mehmet. Hello Jacob. Hello Vernos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. All right, let's go start cracking into the storyline. And then we'll go mess around with all the other things that come with a brand new faction. So, I noticed Amira looking around suspiciously. Shortly after, she approached me. I have heard of this place. Really? I had no idea it was the Underworld, though. Are you sure? I am certain the assassin, Bio Blackheart, dwells nearby. Okay. Let's go kill it out. Halt, intruders. Oh, that's funny. Wait, no. I was gonna say, wait. We don't have access to, Oh, wait, no. I'm going crazy. I was like, wait, we can't use that for here. It's like, yeah, duh. These are the initial battles. You don't have to use pure faction for it. It's been a while. It's going to really throw me off, too, when we get a new kingdom. It's like, what is this thing we haven't seen for 2 years? Throw that down. Get a Rowan down there. They're looking for the lair. The lair! Hello, Scotty. Hello, Zeddicus. Welcome, welcome. How have I been doing? I've been doing pretty good. A lot of games just dropped today. After this stream, we're probably doing Age of Calamity's second and I believe last DLC, question mark. I believe it's the last update it's ever getting. Like a lot of Nintendo games recently, which makes me suspicious that a new console is coming in a few years. If so many of them are kind of reaching their ends. Let's see. Find the entrance to Blackheart's lair. Those dark elves are night arrows. Night arrows? They are servants of Blackheart, assassins like their master. I see. I have a score to settle with Blackheart, though. Oh? I'll tell you as we travel. Okay, oh, backstory. How you got your magic? You're probably wondering how I know about this place. I am. When I was one of the Sisters of Shadow, I was once known... Isn't that part of related to Zolkari? I was once known... I was once shown this lair. You came here? No. I was never here. I was shown it in the, Mother's scrying orb. I see. And we must be careful. Bile Blackheart, playcrafters, guard the entrance with gas traps. Lead on. Yes, you lead on. Go and handle those for us. Go no further. Also, this is going to be a really annoying pure faction, by the way. We were going over it last night. But for any of you that didn't check it, basically everything in this place... Oh, that's funny. There's the Shadow Blade. I was comparing the other epic to this guy. But basically, every single thing here has insta-kill. Except for the boss. Or, you know, legendary, I mean. But aside from the legend, every single one of them has a small chance to just randomly kill you. Is it going to make pure faction tomorrow night? Probably one of the most annoying things ever. Let's see. This is Blackheart's domain. But, yeah, all 3 of them, 3 out of 4 of them have a insta-kill. And the one that doesn't have an insta-kill has a mechanic that creates something that boost ratios how much they insta-kill by. So this is going to be a super annoying pure faction. Also, one other thing to note. It is arguable to mention that it might actually be easier to do pure faction without the legendary's trait. This is mostly because they're going to get value from the Doom Skulls the legend creates. And with how you're going to be building, you're probably not necessarily even going to need those Doom Skulls. So it's probably best just to make sure the enemy doesn't have more RNG rather than you having slightly more RNG. Because it's going to make a lot more of an impact if they never insta-kill you rather than you having a small chance to insta-kill them. As their insta-kill will have a lot more of an impact on you as yours will have on them. Let's see. Blackheart is a daemon, you see. Much like the Mother of Shadows, okay? There were allies once, though he was never here, or never her equal. What happened? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Surian's probably writing all the storylines now. I didn't think about that, but now that Salty's gone, this might have been the last one she wrote, or she didn't even write this one. And now it's Surian's or someone else's job. I didn't think about that, because the community manager for Gems of War also started to write quite a few of the thingies within the game, and now she doesn't. So if you see an improvement in quality, no. But no, you can kind of tell the slightly different style. Like Surian actually does write pretty well. That I do say. Greed. Bile Blackheart stole the mother's prized dagger. A thief. Then he killed many of the sisters and fled. And a murderer. Blackheart's Deathblades. I cannot read this morning. Blackheart's Deathblades will be all through the halls. Deathblades. Yeah, the upgraded blue-purple troop that we just saw earlier. Except we saw his previous form. His most trusted servants. Dark elves again, with wicked knives. Oh. But instead of having the ability to gain their full mana back, they have an insta-kill. Or pretty high insta-kill. Well, pretty high for factions consideration, not high in general. We must press on, though. Bile Blackheart must die. Very well. I wonder if he still has the Mother of Darkness dagger. Oh, that dagger's useless, by the way. Let's find out. The weapon that you get from this place is completely useless. Sneak through the lair. You thought you could get past us? And there he is, the Deathblade. He's basically like the other blue-purple troop we saw earlier, except purely insta-kill. He's true damage to an enemy, instead of random enemy. And instead of being able to get its mana back, it does a 5% chance to slay them, plus 5% per Doom Skull. So if you have like 3 Doom Skulls on the board, that's like a 20% chance to insta-kill. Obviously, that's not the greatest percent chance. However, it is still a factor that you gotta watch out for. Kind of scary. Like, even if it's only 10%, yeah, it's 10%, but that's 10% that they're just instantly going to kill you. Which makes it a bigger 10%. Blackheart will not be disturbed. I think you're right. Salty tended to make it lighter and more fun. This has a darker, more serious tone for it. Yeah, Surian honestly does write really, really well when he's trying. But he's kind of outsourced most of his writing to Salty lately, or in the recent past. But now he has to write again, unless he's outsourcing it to someone else again. It's not difficult to find him. The whole place is shaped like a dagger, so I see. Blackheart was always overly dramatic. Oh? He'll be at the points. He can't help himself. Ha! Oh, I get it, because the it's Jagger-shaped. Here we are then. Bile Blackheart is beyond that door. What now? I am not going, or I am not doing this for the mother. I felt the order long ago, or I left the order long ago. Okay. I am doing this for my sisters that he murdered. I understand. Come then, let's confront him. Lead on. Yes, you lead on everything. You shall protect us. Bile Blackheart, Amira. It's been so long. And now to slay him. Hey, he's a blue, so you can actually do double damage to him as Amira. Hold up. Just for the fun of it. Amira. We must one-shot him. Just for the sake of it. Oh, I just realized we're blocking on red because of the weapon that we have right now. Whoops. Oh, well, we'll get the mana. Luckily, there's a 10 purple just sitting on the starting board. And that. And that. There we go. Amira. Go one-shot him. There you go. You got revenge. Good job, Amira. You got your one-shot. Anyways. He's dead, I think. You think? Blackheart was always full of tricks. That fight was too easy. Yes, it is. Thank you for being self-aware. Keep an eye out. You never know. He may pop up again, like 50 times during this faction, or technically 48. I will. Thank you for help with this. Even if he's not dead, a lesson was taught. Indeed. There we go. Had to get that Amira one-shot in. Anyways, that's useless. Don't get it. Actually, we got the free one tomorrow. Oh, wait, no. 2 more days from now. I forgot. Tomorrow is not Halloween. Sunday's Halloween. Also, we're doing all-day Darkest Dungeon Halloween stream for that day as well. Next 2 days, midday stream is probably going to be Age of Calamity. Assuming there's enough content for it. We'll be doing it today and then again probably tomorrow, assuming there's enough content to do such a thing. Which I think there is. Oh, that's questionable. Until we actually see what's up with it. Anyways, so we now have access, obviously, to the faction, as per usual. So now that we have a new faction, it's time to do all the new faction things. This mostly includes getting all the troops and upgrading the thing to like 150 or so, wherever we want to put it. And then going and actually doing the faction. First, we got to do the prep for it. And right now, we're mostly just trying to find all the copies so we can go max it. Which normally takes less than 10,000 shards. I'll be surprised if we dip below 100,000 here. Which is pretty much our new 0. I've been kind of just trying to stay above 100,000 shards now that we've gotten beyond 100,000 shards. Pretty sure we're going to dip eventually, though. Especially once we stop getting new factions, but then we also won't have anything to spend our shards on. So even though our amount of accumulation might be going down, our expenses for shards will also be going down. Since if we finally have every single faction in the game, like, you know, all 35, like the new faction that's coming out, or the new kingdom that's coming out next month, and then all the current existing ones. Because we're currently at 33 right now. The only one that's missing based on currently existing kingdoms is Blackhawk. However, if I'm not mistaken, we're getting the faction event for the new kingdom that's coming out next month, before we're getting the Broken Spire one. I believe they're doing the Broken Spire one completely dead last for lore reasons. And also, now that Surian's probably writing the lore, I'm curious how he will write that, because I know for sure he wrote the one for the very first one. As Surian's kind of his character, or not Surian, I mean Luther. That's kind of his figurehead. It's quite literally, because they're both bald. Let's see. You like the Peer faction? You do? It's just going to be 4 of the legend. Yeah, that's what I thought. Honestly, that's what I was thinking. There's really 2 strategies to go about it. 1 of the legend and 3 of the epic. Or there's another strategy to do, which is kind of funny. 4 of the legend and nothing else. The reason for this is if you have double of the legend going into the final battle, even if you've taken other deaths, he will be enough to solo the final battle with just simply 2 copies of himself. So that's probably going to be the game plan for Peer faction, to be honest. It might actually be one time I actually mentioned 2 different Peer faction teams, just because the strategy is so vastly different. But yeah, I do feel like 4 times of the legend is quite literally going to be viable, oddly enough. And if that doesn't work out for you and you want to try with RNG, maybe you have lower stats. The next option is use 1 legend with 3 of the of the epic. It's still going to be a slightly annoying pure faction though, but he gains everything you need a troop to do to not die. He has, well, let me go show him actually, because we're about to go upgrade his troops anyways. So it's underneath T's if I'm not mistaken, because it starts with the word the, which is always annoying because it's like, oh, it's under B's because it's black hearts, and then it's like, nope, it's the black hearts, which is how everything is in this game alphabetically. Like, you think it might be somewhere, it's like, nope, it has the word the, so it's under T. But anyways, as far as Bio Blackheart, he has pretty much everything you'd kind of need a tank to do. He has mana accumulation, he gains attack, he gains life, and he gains armor. The only thing he's really missing is barrier. And it's also boosted by all enemies previously killed. So for every single kill that you have accumulated, specifically the enemy variety, you will end up getting 10 additional HP, life, HP and life are the same thing, aren't they? Attack, life, and armor for every kill. So if you've already gotten 2 kills, that's extra 20 attack, life, and armor. So that's pretty decent. As far as his unique traits, he also has armored, which obviously is good for any tank. Not as good as some other traits, but it's better than nothing. And his unique trait you probably don't want to actually get until you've finished Pure Faction. And it converts any 2 skulls to Doom Skulls when my turn begins. The reason why you might want to hold off on this is mostly... Oh, no, I guess you could kind of do it. I don't know, I guess you could get away with trading it. It's a little bit extra damage. The relative to total stats, probably not so much. But the main liability with if you did upgrade this is on the first and final battle, they have an insta-kill boost ratio based on how many Doom Skulls are on the board. And if you just made it with your 8 people that you just put like 6 Doom Skulls onto the board, you just raise some of their insta-kill percent chances to around 30%, slightly higher, slightly lower, depending on the troop. So that's kind of bad to do that for the obvious reason, because they might have like almost a 1/3 chance to insta-kill you rather than their normal like 10-ish% or so. So it's probably a good idea to not get his final trait until you've done the Pure Faction. Because even though it helps you ever so slightly, it's going to help the enemy way more by pretty much doubling, if not more, but pretty much almost minimum doubling the amount of insta-kill chance the enemy has. So with that being said, I almost just accidentally fully traded him. But let me go just get the first 2 traits here. We might, when we do Pure Faction tomorrow night, get the 3rd trait. But I still want to keep it untraded for now. I also mention it that way for the video when we cover it either later today or tomorrow. I'll probably cover it after tonight's stream, I think. It might go up tomorrow morning, though. I'm not sure. But sometime between that time frame, it shall be done. Let's see. They really need a way to disable refund or something traits on troops. Yeah, they said in the past they're likely never going to allow us to disable traits on troops. I really wish they would, though. Like being able to disable traits on troops and weapons. There's just so many instances, regardless of how they balance everything, where you might not necessarily want a specific perk on a troop. Let's say, for example, you're building a Leshy build. Normally, having immune to entangle on every single one of your troops is actually useful. However, if you're building around Leshy, there's an argument to be made that you actually don't want immune to entangle on anything on your team. Because if you're going out of your way to use Leshy, you're probably using it for one specific purpose, and that is to counter Charm. If you have 0 attack on everything on your team, it is impossible for something that does damage based on your attack or based on Charm to do any damage to you. And there are some strategies that end up utilizing it, but it requires your entire team to specifically not be entangled, which is a weird mechanic because normally you'd want your team to have immune to entangle, generally speaking. Like, it's better to have it than not to have it. But there's troops out there where specific traits are actually not worth having on them. And there's no way to disable them. Anyways, so let's go upgrade the rest of these. In the black hearts, not black hearts, so we gotta go all the way down to the T's. And there we go. I believe they're all maxable now. I might even overkill it a little bit. I don't think we underdid it. We'll find out in a moment once we upgrade the rest of them. Also, not mistaken, this gets Blackhawk to 19 stars. Unfortunately, 1 short of 20. Ever so slightly short. Let's see. Oh, we are 1 copy short, aren't we? We are 1 single copy short. How on earth did that happen? 1 singular copy. And there's 5 of them. Okay, a little overkill at the end, but I'll take it. Well, we're still over 100,000. I'll take it. Anyways, once again, back to the thing. And I didn't set it to save preset. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Over to troops, over to the Blackheart. And let's go grab the last of our upgrades then. And there we go. We've now gotten everything maxed in the new faction. Now we need to go do the Horde. And then we'll be ready to go to start delving. Yeah, it takes like 10 or 15 minutes of prep to get things rolling. Oh, I just still didn't disable Steam thingy. One moment. 1 second. I always keep forgetting about that. There we go. Offline. We are now offline. I have so many random people added on Steam right now. From when I used to trade on Steam years back. I almost just want to like purge the full list. But then I have like some old time friends from like ages upon ages ago. It's like, it's the amount of time it will take to manually go through that friends list is going to take so long. I need to at some point. I've just never bothered. It's going to be like an hour or 2 hour long task just going through trying to figure each one. There we go. Okay, we now have everything except the legendary maxed for a deliberate reason. Just to make sure we have it for pure faction. And you can still reach 19 star even without having a max, so it's actually not a big deal if you don't. Because you can still have the max current amount of stars even if he's untraded. Because the 19 star requirement is a max troops requirement to level 20. It is not a trait related mechanic. So you can actually still reach the max amount of stars currently available on Blackhawk without trading the legend. So you don't even have to feel bad about like losing on a loot or something because of you didn't trade the legend, because you're not missing out on anything as far as kingdom upgrades are concerned. Oh, so it just got super dark outside. How did it just get so cloudy? It was like almost an eclipse level of cloudiness. Gosh. It just like turned from day to night within just some clouds. Okay, there it goes. It's starting to come back. I can tell slightly because of the window right over there. But it ruins our lighting. But anyways, okay, so we did that. Let's go upgrade the Horde now. And get that to like a level 155, I think's been our aim lately. Where you get that little bit of extra magic. You still get that double magic gain at that area, right? Even if you don't have the kingdom upgrade. Do I even have the kingdom upgrade? But then again, don't we have the kingdom upgrade on every single one of them? Because we have 15 star all of them, and you need 14 star for it. So yeah, of course we have it for the kingdom already. Because literally every kingdom in the game we have to level 15 or higher. At this point we're working on 16s. Okay, anyways. Why do I keep clicking on the wrong locations? Let me go ahead back to the Horde. And go upgrade this thing. So we'll start with gold rings because we have 1.5 billion of them, and then we'll go to chalice and just kind of do the normal cycling of them until we've hit up to the sacred treasure. Probably a passing storm front, I know, right? I know. I'm not sure what it is with this area sometimes, but I've never seen it happen when I was in New Jersey, and I've never been in any other location long enough to really notice if it does. But this area really gets flash storms out of nowhere sometimes. Like, it'll be a perfectly sunny day, and then, like, 1 minute later, it'll be downpouring for, like, 10 minutes, and then it'll be a completely sunny day again. It gets flash storms, seemingly out of nowhere. I'm not sure exactly what causes it. I guess because we're, like, so close to the water, and, like, the wind coming out from the sea, just because of the angle at which it comes out on. But, yeah, we get flash storms out of nowhere sometimes. Very short, just bursts of rain out of nowhere. And then just lasts for a little while, and then it goes away. Oh no, it just kills during the battle, not kills during the faction. It only lasts for the duration of the battle. It does not count the entire faction. That'd be really strong if we counted the whole faction. But no, it only counts the specific battle. Which means, again, those early kills are useful. Because once you have a kill, you get 10 more to all stats. Well, except magic. But all stats except magic per kill. Per cast. Per death. That's so many pers. But per every single kill per battle, you get 10 more per every single stat except magic per every time that you cast it. Basically, he gets stronger with kills. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Because the main mana generator for the location and highest rarity is the only one without an insta-kill. And then everything else in this place has an insta-kill. So he's like all alone without his insta-kill. Which is kind of funny. And once we get to like 80, 90-ish, we'll probably start... actually, you could go all the way to 100 before we start switching. Oh, so this is almost going to eat through our reserve of gold. I always like keeping at least 10 million on reserve just in case. And updates like, hey, you need to go gold sink millions of gold to use this feature immediately. I always like keeping some reserve for gold. Normally around 10 million. It's always good to at least have a few million if nothing else. Do you allow links in your chat? I don't think YouTube allows links in my chat. The only people who can post links, I'm pretty sure, are my moderators. Because YouTube by default has all links disabled due to bots and their incapability of actually monitoring them. So their way around that is by default everyone just has link posting disabled. And the only way I could do it is if I specifically put someone's name in some random spot on YouTube where it enables it, or if I add them as a moderator. But what link did you want to post? Let me know. But no, YouTube by default does have it disabled. I can manually enable it. I just need to figure out where on earth that location is. It's buried somewhere's on YouTube's back end. On that gigantic mess of whatever they're calling that. Oh, there's a thing that shows the most efficient way to upgrade your horde. I know. I always go with like the same strategy every single time. I go initially with gold rings till like 50-ish. Then I go chalices till like 100. And then I spam all the bigger ones pretty much, going from crowns up to the other ones. So like right here, we'll go switch to crowns because we're pretty much at 100. I do it based on proximity. I don't try to get the most flawless, mathed out value. Oh, it would save some gold. Interesting. Let me go see what this calculator even is. I know there's a lot of third-party tools for this game. Most of them I don't bother using, but I'm curious to see what this looks like. So basically, what do? You put in the numbers that you have, and then it tells you the most efficient way to use them all? Is there a way to do it based on end goal? Let's say my target level is 155. And the amount of all these things we have right now, I'm going to post accordingly. So 0, 140. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. That tool that you just posted. 140. 35. 19. 12. So if I was to use all these treasures, which is not what I want to do, it would only cost me 679,000 gold. But let's make this more realistic. Let's do it based on how much I'm probably actually going to use. The problem with this is it doesn't do it based on lowest to highest usage. It also doesn't have like a cutoff frame. Like I want to stop using this resource by this point. Let's say, for example, I have 50 chalices, or let's say I have like 100 chalices that I want to use. Let's say we only had 20 crowns, because that's about how many we wanted to use. Let's say we had like 10 things, and then like 5 of the other thing. Cannot even reach it. It'll say... Okay. So in that case, we would do all the chalices until we have hit level 99, which is exactly what my goal was. Oh wait, 100 chalices allow you to reach 99? That's interesting. I was using some rings for the early ones. Oh no, but it said it didn't use 5 of the resources, or 10 of them. So maybe it was 10 chalices short. And then it threw all the crowns, then it threw all the legend, then it threw all the mythic, yeah. That's an interesting tool. But you can just do it yourself manually. If nothing else, it's a good tool for approximating how much gold you're going to spend. Yeah, that's a pretty cool tool. I don't feel like I'd ever use it though, because we don't really care to know the exact amount that we're going to spend in that regard. But that's still pretty cool. It's easier just to do it manually. Like, that's what we already do manually, what it's saying, pretty much. It just kind of gives you a good idea how much gold that's going to cost. So if you're budgeting your gold that you currently have, it could be really good for that. Otherwise, I don't really see any reason to use it. Unless you're kind of learning how to use them properly. But it's pretty straightforward. You start with your smaller one, you work your way up. No task to stream to keep you company last night? I can't do an all-nighter stream literally every night. We'll be doing it during the day today, so we'll keep you company during the day. Oh no, we'll do another all-nighter stream at some point again. I'm not sure when, because I want to stream during Halloween, not during the night. Which means we're probably not streaming tomorrow night. Which means the only other time we could technically do it is tonight. But given that I also want to do Age of Calamity during the day, I'm not sure if we're doing another nightly stream for a little while. Like Monday night or Tuesday night might be the next time we do a night stream. If we do a night stream again. I don't know, we could maybe do a weekly all-nighter stream. That's definitely not something that can be done on a regular basis though. Because doing it 2 nights in a row, that is so tiring. Also, we need something that we can actually do for that long. Because we don't necessarily have something that has that much replay value necessarily. I'm looking for, what is my target goal? I'm hitting 155, right? Yeah, 155. So any combination of these that hit 155 is what we want to do. Wait, can I do it just... I can. I didn't even need any Sacred Treasure. Nice. We're actually going to hit 156, but well. 1 level too many. That's fine, though. And there we go. We didn't even have to touch our Sacred Treasure. Which means we'll save even more gold next time. Alright, there we go. Alright, let me go save this one delve. Okay, so this has a little thing going from the dagger. Let me guess, that's a guaranteed treasure room every time. Actually, this might be double guaranteed treasure room. That path over there. Oh, is this a 4 treasure room delve? No, because that one's not. I think those might just be percent chance. It's either a 3 treasure room delve or a 2 treasure room delve. I think these 2 are guaranteed, but all 3 of these might be guaranteed. And then all the way at the tip, as they mentioned during the storyline, is where the boss is. The little pirate dagger kind of knife sword thing. Anyways, let's go build our teams. We're going to be needing these for the video as well. So world event, we don't need this team anymore. I didn't mean to copy it. Whoops. I meant to rename it to... let's see. Level 20 to 100 faction. I'm just going to call it level 20 to 100 then. Alright, so what we need here is Rowan, Mirage Queen, Leprechaun, and any weapon in the entire game. Probably your Scare Shield. Theoretically, you can run this the entire time. So you know what? I shall rename this to 20 to 500. Realistically, you're using this up to 100 though, or so. But you can use it the whole time if you really want to. And then we set like Archer or something. Because if you're doing it for the earlier end, might as well just Archer it. And then we change banner to not that. And there we go. Alright, team is good to go. That's what we're going to be running for a lower level range. Next. We need a pure faction. Or not pure faction, the higher range. So we're going to call this, I guess, level 200 to 500. Though I might start using it a little earlier than that. And this one is Iron Guts. Gosh, so many things with the word iron starting to come up now. Also, Iron Gut and Iron Hawk both being absurdly meta is slightly annoying. To accidentally say the wrong one sometimes. Zolgoth. Also, I'm not sure why I changed it that way. Thrall. And then we just need one other option. Leprechaun would work. Hero would work. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling a Leprechaun. Mostly because we want to outpace the enemy very quickly. And then we change our banner to a +2 purple, +1 blue, most likely. Oh, for a second I was like, hey, is the new banner perfect for this team? No, unfortunately, it's the inverse coloration. And then we do that because it doesn't actually matter if we minus the green. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate, though. If this was +2 purple, +1 blue, -1 yellow. Oh, that banner already exists. Hold up. Way. Actually, minus green's actually better because we want to minus Leprechaun's 1. Minusing Leprechaun's 1 doesn't actually hurt us, whereas minusing High King Iron Guts 1 actually matters slightly. Not by a huge amount, but it does slightly matter. Alright, there's 2 teams, and now all we need is Pure Faction. Oh, it's already in place. Perfect. Alright. And we might want to show one other team, like a Tesla build. Actually, we could show that over top the team I literally just moved. Like triple Tesla into... I don't know, what would be the Tesla build for this place? Like just triple Tesla Thrall? Maybe double Tesla... Okay, I know. Tesla, Thrall. And then weapons like Urskea Shield or something. That makes sense. Class... Probably just something tanky, since this is probably also the cheaper team that doesn't require any mythics. So like something like a Titan that starts with Blue Storm. And then we change our banner to +2 blue, +1 red. Ideally, that's a -1 on something we're not using. And we're good to go. Perfect. Okay. Hey, it's from Second Fleet. Okay, and that'd be the cheaper team then. That does require double Tesla, or a Tesla. Okay, and then Pure Faction. Alright, so as far as Pure Faction is concerned, of course we have to use troops from the Blackheart. To the options. There it is, the Blackheart. Okay, and for Pure Faction, we will be using a non-fully traded Blackheart, a non-fully traded Blackheart, a non-fully traded Blackheart, and a non-fully traded Blackheart. What a diverse team. I'll be making another team though. Oh, it's already set to blue-red. How convenient is that? Actually, you literally just use the same banner, though for convenience sake, I'm going to use a different banner just so it's distinctly visually different. And then the only other thing I need is 1 additional team slots. I'll move this one. Alright, and rename this to Pure Faction 2. Pure Faction 2. Okay, and this one will change to you, tank. Alternatively, you could use a mana accumulator, though I think this thing doesn't really mana accumulate. Mostly this disease is the enemy. And in this particular instance, we want to go +2 purple, +1 blue. Which is basically the inverse of what we had said earlier. Alright, there we go. I'm going to do that one just so I have a different banner set to all of them so it's visually different. But there we go. And then you just spam the Death Blades over and over again. Okay. And those are the 5 teams then. So this is what we'll be using for the earlier battles. And you can also do it all the way if you want to. It's a super budget team that requires technically nothing above epic. There is a legend, but it's a faction legend, and faction legends are easier to get than even some epics are. Then we have the super expensive team, which is basically just a variant of Iron Guts Yugoth, depending on how you want to run it. You have many options for it. That's just one of the teams that we'll be going with. There's other ways that you could run that if you so choose, like with hero, tanking, and such. This is just a kind of mid-range team for Tesla spam, because you don't have access to half mana start, so you need something else as your option. And then lastly, we have Pure Faction. And then we have Pure Faction 2. One's just a legend spam, and the other's legend spam, or epic spam with a single legend tanking. Alright, there we go. There are the 5 teams for faction. I will cover a video on that later. But for now, let's go get into this. So now that we finally have all the setup done after like 40 minutes of streaming. Gosh, maybe setup does take a little while. It does take probably a half an hour if we weren't talking the whole time and going over some other things. But yeah, I'd say it takes about half an hour. Alright, let's go buy up our potions. Oh yeah, so we get the weapon. Deals some true damage to the last enemy with some insta-kill chance. Overall, pretty underwhelming and not something you're really going to be using. But you're probably going to get it automatically anyways for completion's sake right here. So might as well. What is it, like 410 gems? Might as well get it. One less thing you'll need to get later. So, as we head up here, it costs 410 gems to get to the weapon. And then it costs 1,110 gems to get to tier 6. And then after tier 6, we're still not done because we still have to keep buying it up in order to have enough to do the events. So we'll buy it probably 7 times? Actually 5 is probably enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go for 7. Lucky 7. 5, 6. I think we have enough gems to not really matter too much. 7. There we go. Alright, we dipped a little bit heavier into it, but it'll make everything just that much easier. But I'm pretty sure we could have gotten away with 5, but oh well. Let's just roll with it. Oh yeah, I don't have Rowan team set, do I? That would help. Good old lucky 7. And to do it 7 times would cost you 2,510 gems. To do it that many times. Alright, let's roll with this team. We'll do it up to about 100, and then we'll start doing the Zugov quick kill. How do we have 36,000 gems? Mostly from tribute, I would say. Is mostly how we have a lot of our gem repair. Average tribute this late into the game is about 21 gems. And while I don't take it like a huge amount of time, if you took it, let's say, 10 times per day, I think I only take it like 3 to 5 times per day on an average day. But let's say you take it 10 times per day, which I feel like most people kind of do. I probably take it a little bit less. This is mostly because we just already have so many. If we ever get low, we'd probably take it more often. But let's say, for example, you take it 10 times per day at that rate. Let's say it's just 20 gems on average, even though it's slightly higher average this late in the game. That would end up being 200 gems a day. And realistically, it's closer to 21 gems, and you could theoretically do it like 15 or 16 times in a day. If you're really paranoid about checking it every single hour that you're not sleeping. I feel like 10's more realistic. Yeah, and that this late in the game is like 200 gems per day, which is 1,400 gems per week. And that's not counting any of the many other ways that you get gems. It's literally just tribute and nothing else. It's one of the reasons why this game's even capable of being played free to play to begin with. I'm surprised they've never nerfed it, but you basically get infinite gems just from tribute. Assuming you don't go crazy on every single leaderboard, and you just don't go for leaderboard and you just do the bare minimum to get them done. You basically have infinite gems just off a tribute later in the game. Obviously, it takes a little while to get to that point. Like getting 4-star Kingdom, I think, is giving you like a 6 tribute or something. Like a 4 to 6, somewhere around there. 9-star Kingdom, I believe, is around the 8 or 9 tribute per hour. And then once you have them as max as they can currently be, it's closer to 21 right now. Oh yeah, I set our faction to 155, or technically 156, but we had some spears, so it went to 155. Oh, you know what? Did I check to see if the other one was guaranteed treasure room? Let me see. I think this place only has 2 guaranteed treasure rooms then, or 1 guaranteed, with the rest is happening to be chance. Okay. I believe there are 2 guaranteed treasure rooms. These 2. Because this one... So far, both times we've seen 1 treasure room here. So it's either 3 guaranteed treasure rooms, where it's either or on this side. Or more realistically, neither of these are guaranteed, just with a chance, and these are the only 2 guaranteed. I think that's going to be the case. I think only that one pathway that's, that dips off from the dagger is the 2 extra ones. Whereas the rest are all, or the 2 treasure rooms. The rest are just % chance that they would be treasure room. That seems like the way that's set up, from what I could tell. But we need a few more runs to kind of know for sure. Also, we'll have a redeem code soon. And if anyone has any questions, anything you want me to go over, do let me know. If I missed anything else. Did we get another The Kingdom? Yes. I love doing the Kingdom or the troop thing. It's always so annoying when they're around. And that's just a good way to remember it. To make sure you don't forget that the is there. Because nothing's more annoying when it's like, oh, let's go search the black hearts. And then it's like, oh, it's under T's. Even though it starts with B, technically. There are several troops. There are several dozen troops that are like that too. Like all the billion of them that start with of the 1,000 plus troops. And when you think of their name, it's like, oh, you don't think of the, you just think of whatever their name is. And it's like, nope, there's a they're under T. Oh yeah, let me double check. Treasure room. You're a treasure room. You're not a treasure room. You're a treasure room, and you should be a treasure room. And you're a treasure room. Alright, so once again, 3 treasure rooms. I'm not sure if it's guaranteed 3. From what we can tell right now, it looks like it's definitely guaranteed 2. If it is a guarantee 3, it's coded very weirdly for the 3rd. Because where it's located, it keeps changing, which makes me assume it's not guaranteed. We just happen to be getting it every single time we've seen it so far. Let's just realize, I'm not set to armor right now, am I? I think I'm set to magic. Do you plan to do another Gems of War stream tonight? Of course. We will be streaming Gems of War at the same time as we always do, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our stream schedule today is probably to do this for another hour or two or so. Probably until we hit a certain point, maybe around 200, 300 or so. Once we have done that, we will be streaming the Age of Calamity DLC that just came out last night. Which should be updated and everything ready to go. I didn't actually check earlier today, but it should be. And I'll be doing that around low afternoon. Might do it closer to 1 because I'm going to grab lunch because I actually haven't ate anything yet today. And then that stream will probably go for like what, about 6.5 hours. Then we'll do our Gems of War stream at 8 as we always do. And that's the plan for today. And then sometime either later tonight or tomorrow morning, we should have the video going over the faction itself. Just kind of mentioning the teams that we already composed and just the general strategy and everything. As well as where on earth these treasure rooms are once we definitively figure it out. It seems like it's 2 guaranteed. However, we have gotten 3 treasure rooms every single time. But the only 2 that seem guaranteed are those 2 from what I can tell so far. Yeah, I personally feel like this pure faction will be annoying due to insta-kill. Though it might not be as annoying as it seems, because even though it has insta-kill, the percents are really low. As long as you don't use... as long as you keep the legend untraded, they're not going to have that much boost ratio to work with. Especially on the first battle. It's only the final battle where they're going to have a little bit more value. The only problem is you're going to have to get through their tank, which is going to keep creating 2 Doom Skulls every single board. So you have enough board clear, that might not really matter. Honestly, the thing that might be more annoying is, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Doom Skull boost ratio work on Uber Doom Skulls, or does it work only specifically on Doom Skulls? I don't think I've ever bothered checking that. It might only work specifically on Doom Skulls and not Uber Doom Skulls, though I have never tested. Does anyone know off the top of their head? Because honestly, I have no clue. Because it's been so irrelevant more often than not. But I'm not sure if Doom Skull boost ratio is off of Uber Doom Skull. Because theoretically it's a Doom Skull. It has Doom Skull in its name. But it's technically a different gem type, so I'm not certain on that. Okay, we didn't get a double treasure room here, so you know what? I think these are only 2 guaranteed then. Yep, there's only 2 guaranteed treasure rooms. The other were just pure luck. The only 2 guaranteed treasure rooms are the 2 that are not part of the dagger. So pretty easy to remember then. Whatever doesn't touch the dagger is a treasure room. And anything touching the dagger is a standard fight. It has been confirmed. We just happen to get lucky getting that side treasure room every single time. Though we could tell by the fact that it was 1 on one side and 1 on the other side that it definitely wasn't guaranteed at that point. Like they've never coded it weirdly like that. It's always either a guaranteed treasure room or not guaranteed treasure room. It can change Uber Doom Skulls to Doom Skulls? That's kind of interesting. That's a weird downgrade. I wonder if that's even intended. That would make me think that it doesn't boost ratio then. However, it would somewhat make sense if it did. Because, for example, Skull boost ratio counts based on the lowest denominator and then working up. So it makes sense that Doom Skull boost ratio would start from from normal Doom Skulls and then work its way up, potentially, because that's the way that Skull boost ratio works. So if you have something that boost ratios off of skulls and you have a bunch of skulls, Doom Skulls and Uber Doom Skulls, it takes all 3 of them into the account of the boost ratio. So the assumption would be if you had both Doom Skulls and Uber Doom Skulls, that a Doom Skull mechanic would boost ratio based on both of those 2 things. I'm not sure if that's actually the case, but it makes logical sense based on how normal Skull boost ratio works. Because normal Skull boost ratio takes into account all 3 of them. So far, you haven't seen the instant kill boost ratio go up as you're using the Arc proxy on your team. Okay, so it doesn't based on Uber Doom Skull. That's weird then. So it probably only does it specifically on Ubers then, and not I mean on normal Doom Skulls, not on Ubers. I mean. Which is fine for the faction because you're not actually using it. The main reason I mentioned is there's a small chance of Ubers dropping from Sky this season. Or not this season, this week. That's not the season mechanic. That is only available this particular week for Halloween. There's also a small chance you find lycanthropy gems. Though luckily they made it so small that they seem non-existent, so that's nice. Yeah, right now for Halloween, for this entire week, we've had a small chance of finding Uberdoom Skulls, and an even smaller chance of finding Lycanthropy. Which, good thing it's a very, very small chance. I feel like 1 in 100 battles we see Lycanthropy. Though it is still around. At least until Halloween's over. Once we hit Monday, it'll be gone. What level do you think this team will last to? You could do it all the way to 500, though realistically, 100. You wouldn't really use this much beyond 100. But no, if you really want to, you could do this thing all the way to 500. Mostly because their Skier Shield allows you to do that. It's not advised if you have better options, but you definitely can if you don't. But no, as far as like max speed potential before something else starts getting quicker, I want to say like 100 to 150 or so. Like once Rowan stops double hitting, or you can't kill with like Skier Shield into Rowan, that's when it starts losing value. When you need like a third cast to win, you're probably to the point where it's not worth using. Just hit level 100. We'll do for now. You will use more sigils later. Nice. Yeah, that's generally how I split it up. Like we'll probably go to around like 200-ish this stream, and then tonight we'll go to like 300-ish, because by then we'll probably do in rush method. I think we go further than that since we're switching to rush method by then. We might even start rush method this stream. We have enough sigils with how many we bought. I think we can. And then we do pure faction tomorrow night. The way we always split it up. Starting at level 100, you've lost a troop to the insta-kill every tier. Really? That's unfortunate. Yeah, you're going to need mana accumulators. If you're wondering why I put like double mana accumulator on my Iron Gut team, that's the main reason why. Like normally the logical thing to do would be to put your hero there so you could tank against the enemy. However, the bigger threat in this faction is not dying to skull damage. The bigger threat in this faction is dying to insta-kill, which is why I put double mana accumulator on that team. You normally wouldn't go both Drow Leprechaun, you'd normally go one or the other. But the specific reason for both is we would need to outpace the insta-kill. Because skulls are not the issue. Their random insta-kill mechanic is. Because realistically, we're not really losing any faction until 500 until specifically... Or the only thing that can make us lose it is generally going to be the insta-kill, for the most part. Unless we get some really unlucky skull cascade from them. Like them hitting like double or triple skull before Iron Gut has gotten Devour. You're hooked on using Zugov and Arc Proxy together. It is a pretty decent combo. I don't feel like I have used it that much since the Arc Proxy week, though. I've definitely been using Zugov a lot, though. But not specifically the double combo. Also, I'm going to double check our sigils at about 100. I might start rush methoding there. Because I think we have enough sigils with how many we end up buying into. Because it seemed like we overbought slightly. I'm pretty sure we bought to tier 7, but... It seems like we bought a little deeper than that. Let's see, 36. How far does 36 get us? 36 with 0 Vow Ravens get us to 41. Which means we would have to find... math. 5 Vow Ravens. Counting tomorrow battles means we would need to find 4 Vow Ravens. So yeah, we would have to go to about 200-ish or so. Yeah, it's still the same. The amount that we bought up to is a weird mix of rush method and not rush method. At 2,510 gems. Generally with 2,510 gems, to do it by Saturday night, we'd want to do... no skip until around 200. Until we get the Vow Raven that's located around there. And then start skipping everything until we hit 500. I believe you have to spend about 3,000 to get it done on Friday itself. which some people definitely do. If we go check Leaderboard, we'll see 1 billion of them. But to do it with no skip, you could do it for about 2,110 or so. I think even 1,910 if you wait all the way till Sunday. But that would require you to do absolutely every single room to full completion, doing every single last room. Oh, look at all those 500s. A lot of people already done with it. It has been out for a little while. Of course, it was out since 3 AM this morning, so it's been out for what? 8 hours now, this faction? So there's been plenty of time to go max it out. I wonder who like tries rushing the leaderboard to be the first to get it done. There's really not a need to for this leaderboard. But I wouldn't be surprised there's some people trying to run for it as quickly as possible. Tacit pronouncing the name like a pro. Which name? What name were you referring to? Also, happy Friday, Duke. Welcome. Also, hello, Humberto. Welcome, welcome. How many tier 7s pack did you buy? 7. I bought 7 tier 7s. That's normally what we do. 7 tier 7s cost you 2,510 gems. Generally, the strategy for 7 tier 7s is do no skip to about 200, then skip the rest of the way, and then you can get it done by Saturday night. At least that's how I normally go about it. The cheapest way to go about it is by 5 tier 7s, and then with those 5 you do no skip the entire time. And if you really want to wait it out, you can actually do it with only 4. And I think if you get super RG, you can actually do it with 3. But I think 4 is like the realistic lowest you could do it with, 4 tier 7s. And then the other method is 9 or 10 tier 7s, and that would allow you to skip literally the entire time and get it done on Friday. Doing 10 would definitely get it done on Friday. Doing 9, I think you might have to wait till Saturday to get it done. But allow you to rush the rest of it with just all pure skip. And of course the other option is, I believe, tier 6? It's either tier 4 or 6. I think it's actually tier 4. Or maybe it's tier 5. Somewhere around there. But I think it's around tier 4 or 5. I think it's tier 5, actually. Allows you to get all rewards for the faction. So if you don't want to do 500 pure faction, but you still want to get all the rewards for the faction event, I believe you buy up to tier 4 or 5. Start with tier 4 and see if that's enough, while doing absolutely everything to full completion for every single delve, with absolutely no skips, obviously. And then see how you are by then, and see if you need a 5th. Because I actually can't remember off the top of my head. It's either tier 4 or 5 to do it for all rewards, and by all rewards, I mean everything on this screen. Normally, if you're going that far, you might as well go for pure faction if you have the stats to do so. Because if you just double the amount of gems you put in, you can get a pure faction done. So if you already spent that many, you might as well just go the extra step. I feel like we need more stats, so I'm going to use our Skier Shield here. It definitely seems like we're reaching a point where we need those stats. So much so, let me go change my banner, because I'm still, medals, I mean. Because I'm still using the incorrect medals here. But then again, we only have one more battle, right? What level are we on right now? Oh no, never mind, we're on 60, yeah. Let's switch to armor real quick. Also, we finished out this event. And by finish out this event, I mean my guild finished out this event for us. Though we did do all of last night's battles. Let me double check, I'm pretty sure they're done. And even if they're not done right now, they will be by the time we stream tonight. And they're already done. So yeah, we don't need to do that. So yeah, we can overwrite those medals since we don't need them for the rest of the week. Alright, anyways, let's keep going. Oh yeah, we have like 1 billion mails right now from all the shards we were doing earlier. Look at all these shards! I wish they would code this so they would all condense together. It's kind of bad that they don't. They've done it for everything in the game, like legendary tasks and other things, but they forgot to do it, or not forgot, but still haven't bothered to. Or who knows, maybe it's forget. But they still haven't done it for the rewards that you get from these things, which is slightly annoying because, actually, I believe they do start stacking, but like only once you hit past 50, which is kind of weird. But yeah, you have a 100 mail limit, so do be careful during these events, just in case. It's very unlikely you'll hit that many that you're going to overrun your mailbox, but if you somehow get to the point where you have 100 mail, it starts deleting your, I think, oldest mail, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, make sure that doesn't happen. It's not too big a deal if you're losing out on those little shard thingies, though. But, still, just in case. It's ridiculously hard to actually get 100 mail, though, in the current state of the game. Though it is still technically possible if you're not careful. And you don't take mail for like an entire week or something during one of these weeks. Catch you later, Anthony. Thanks for stopping by. You'll mute the stream and leave it running. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, YouTube algorithm does love retention time. That is for sure. And we'd actually have some pretty above average retention time too, which is kind of nice. Which is greatly appreciated. Yeah, YouTube likes any interaction, retention time, and clicks on things. Mostly on ads, but even just in general. Because the main clicks they like is when an ad is clicked, when you go to a recommended video. Like, for example, if there's like a watch next or anything on the side. Because, of course, YouTube's whole premise is to use an algorithm to try to get people clicking onto one video to the next to keep them just constantly watching on YouTube so they make more money. So they really like when you click from video to video. And the other thing they like is watch duration. So if people watch like for the full duration or for a good majority of something, or even for a stream just a sizable amount of time. Those are probably like the 3 metrics YouTube likes the most. Even though they track like literally every metric in existence. Then they like comments and likes and other things. But I feel like they have a lot less of an impact compared to some of the other things. Because the main thing they care about is people click from video to video to stay within YouTube. So they care about mostly view duration of the video and how much people are cycling from video to video. Basically anything that's keeping people on YouTube. Let's see. Throw Ruane down. Yeah, retention is probably the most important. Though maybe not, because I don't know. Because retention, while useful, the only issue with retention is it doesn't have cycle rate, which is why the other one's relevant. Because with how some ads are set up on some streams, or, you know, on some pieces of content on YouTube, they don't have a lot of ads within them. They are generally really front-loaded and back-ended with ads. Because generally speaking, most ads on YouTube are either at the front end or end of a video, not in between. Like, I know when I stream, I never throw an ad during the duration of our streams. Unless YouTube just puts one there randomly, but I never put them there. I used to in the past, I don't anymore, though. For Pure Faction, do we want all the stealthy traits? No. Stealthy doesn't do anything if you have 4 stealthies. But for the Pure Faction, you want to run 4 of the Legend without it traded, or 1 of the Legend and 3 of the Epic. I'm probably going to be running 4 Legend not traded, personally. Mostly because if you have 2 of the Legend going in the final fight, that's probably enough to win. If you get lucky, even 1 of the Legend in the final fight is probably enough to win. As long as you don't get insta-killed. But ideally, you want to have 2 just in case one does die to insta-kill. Because they're probably going to die to insta-kill. Realistically. And that just gives you more leeway. Basically, your team for Pure Faction is 1 single Legend. The other 3 are just to mitigate deaths. But your whole team for Pure Faction is basically just the Legend itself. And any extra copies is just to make sure insta-kill and other deaths don't make sure that you have at least some for the final battle. And Uber. Throw that up. That's just something I haven't ordered for a while. Pizza. I might do it for Halloween night, I think. After we do our Halloween stream, which is mostly just probably going to be Darkest Dungeon the entire time. The new Darkest Dungeon game, because that's like a perfect game to do for Halloween. But after that stream, I think I'm actually going to order a pizza. Also, I'm finally picking up the OLED Switch model thingy tomorrow, which means we'll have Mario Party. So that means we need to plan a Mario Party stream soon. I'm not sure we'll do it for Halloween, but we're definitely going to be doing it sometime next week. Maybe on Tuesday, I think, or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, that game came out today, actually. It came out today. But I won't be having it till tomorrow. And we won't be streaming it, I think, until next week's Tuesday, I want to say? I'm not sure. We could theoretically stream it tomorrow, though. It depends how much content Age of Calamity has. Is Age of Calamity... If we finish literally all the content in Age of Calamity today, we'll probably do Mario Party tomorrow, then. It really just depends how much content they added. That or one other alternative. We could do a nightly stream tonight of Age of Calamity, maybe, then. And then do Mario Party during the day sometime tomorrow. Like the later part of the day, since I need to sleep in to get some amount of sleep. I'll see how we break it down. It really depends how much content's in the DLC. I have not the slightest clue. I haven't even looked at it yet. It could be 5 hours of content. It could be 50. Have you seen in the troop pop-up menu, it now tells us how many power potions you buy? Does it? You could always do the math for it in the past. Does it tell you the exact number? Does it? Like, that is 7, but it doesn't say 7. What menu are you referring to? Like, this has always been there, if that's what you're referring to. It doesn't specifically say 7, though. Like, we know that it is 7. But it doesn't specifically say the number 7. Is this what you're referring to? Or does this actually say it somewhere? But yeah, that's always been there. That's never not been there. If that's the number you're referring to. Oh, no, not that one? Oh, okay. Which one are you referring to, then? But yeah, I know about that one. That one's always been there. Because that's how you normally check how many power potions you have. You just divide that number by 7. So there was 49 there. 7 divided by 49, 7. Click on your cell. What do you mean by cell? Or click on yourself. I don't know, where is it? I'm still not seeing it. I'm not sure where you mean. I don't know, where are you seeing this number? Like, I found it, but I didn't find the number you're referring to. You sent you an image and a message? Oh, okay, that'll be easier to check. Do I have Discord open? Okay, I do. Actually, I don't even think I shut off this computer the other day. Loading, loading, loading. Loading, loading. Please load already. Why is it taking so long? Gosh, slow computer. Oh! I see. I see what you mean now. It's underneath this category. Potion of Power times 7. Yeah, it didn't used to show here. I think all these other potions may have shown, or some of them. But now it actually shows all the potions that you have. There's actually a whole category for active potion traits, which I'm not sure. Did this used to exist, or did this just come out in the most recent patch? This might be a new feature in the most recent patch, and this is the first pure faction since then. I don't think this has always been a thing. I think it showed a couple of them here that have, like, on active effects, or, you know, like, ones that keep going. But, like, the rejuvenation one, for example, I think was always shown here, and the armor one. But now all of them are shown here, and has their own little tab showing all of them. Yeah, I think this was added in the most recent patch. I don't think the patch notes mentioned such a thing, though. But, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was added in the most recent patch. I'm pretty sure the patch notes did not mention such a thing. If I did, I definitely read over it. But yeah, that was added in the most recent patch. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that was from the patch like 2 weeks ago or so. That's a nice change. Makes it a lot more obvious what your potions are. The only problem is it's in the middle of nowhere. So anyone who might need to know that info might not have it, since it's in the middle of nowhere. Are you going to run this team until 500? No, though you can. This team can run to 500, though we're not going to be running it to 500. Realistically, this team falls off after about 100 or so, which is almost the point where we're at. Like, once you stop double cast winning this team is about when it falls off. Like, when we can't get an Urskia shield to Rowain kill or a double Rowain kill, we're at the point where it's probably not worth using. Also, we had Bless, so we couldn't mana drain us. That was kind of convenient. But we're still at the point where it double cycles, so I might as well just keep using it. Once Urskia shield into Rowain doesn't kill, it's probably time to retire this team for the next one, which we're most likely just going to switch to Iron Gut Quick Kill at that point. Or maybe still do them out initially, but then switch to Quick Kill. But yeah, you can run this team all the way to 500 if you really want to. And if you don't have other options, you can get away with it. It's not advised if you own Iron Gut and or Zugoff, though. As you will reach a point where using those will be quicker than this. But at this current moment in time, as long as it's still doing that, it's perfectly fine to be using right now. It's the quickest option we can go for. But once it stops doing that, it's going to get increasingly slower. Especially to the point where we're going to need like 4 casts. Like, well, the point where you're beyond no return is if Urskia shield double Rowain is not enough to win. If you're at that point, we're doing Urskia shield and then double Rowain doesn't have enough damage to kill the enemy team, you're at the point where you should definitely not be using this team anymore, most likely. Unless you have literally no other option. Because at that point, you definitely need to switch to like Tesla or Iron Gut Zugoff, either or both, or something else. Oh, there's the Valraven. You can still do it by that point, but it will be noticeably slower. Good thing that wasn't yellow. That would have actually been really annoying if it was. Yeah, we're gonna gain a level this stream as well. Nice. How about this? We'll hand out a redeem code when we hit that level. That sounds like a game plan. Because we're pretty close on it right now. Actually, that's probably enough to kill. Because we got the skull poke there. Because every single skull poke we get is, makes it easier for a Wayne to kill. But yeah, this is technically the third to last faction ever added to Gems of War. Not counting any new factions they might do. That is counting the new faction coming out next month, though. Because we're getting this one now. We're getting the one for the New Kingdom, I believe, before the end of the year. And then, we don't know when the other one will be, but it'll probably be sometime early next year. For the for a Broken Spire one. Yeah, if you go all the way to the right on any troop, it'll go there. So if we click like, oh wait, I'm not in a battle right now, though. Would help if we're in a battle. But yeah, this is definitely a guaranteed double treasure room over here. But yeah, we can do it on any troop. It doesn't have to be your hero. All of them will show it over at the top of the potion section. Actually, it kind of makes more sense to not do it specifically off a hero. Because you have to go through all the traits and everything. Whereas a troop just shows it immediately. Yeah, you can use Vashtagan for Curse if you want to use Iron Gut. That's a great alternative as well. You can also kill out your Iron Gut in the final battle if you want. However, you can't do it on the other battles. It's a strategy you use a lot more in Tower of Doom because it doesn't matter if any troops die. But in Delves, you can still do it. You just can only do it on the final battle. Because if you do it on any other battle, you permanently lose it for the rest of the Delve, which is not good. But you can do it on the final battle. I believe it makes it so you don't get Deathless. However, that doesn't matter. Because you only really have to get Deathless once. And that's on 500. Or whatever the final one you're going to be doing is. If you're not doing 500. because it doesn't actually matter if you deathless every single one. You don't get any additional benefit from going deathless until the very highest deathless. It's similar to Pure Faction, where it just takes the highest one into account. So you don't have to deathless like literally every single one if you don't want to. You can just wait all the way till 500, deathless that, and then boom, it's like you deathlessed the entire time. That's why you only do Pure Faction once as well, because it only counts the highest one you ever do. It's not like you have to do it at literally every level, just the very highest one. Which is good, because that would be kind of annoying if you had to do Pure Faction team 48 times, as well as deathless 48 times. But deathless 48 times is pretty manageable. Pure Faction 48 times would definitely not be, though. That would be so annoying. That would take, like, probably an entire week for some factions that are, like, ridiculously annoying to do. To do the faction 48 times with a Pure Faction team. Luckily, that gives 1 mana. We are exactly 1 mana short. And our shield gives us exactly 1 mana. Oh no, that one's a merge trait. No, luckily I had Doom Skulls ready to go. But I gotta be careful with that. Don't want to give them their instant kill chance. They do boost ratio off that thing. Gotta be careful they don't accidentally get a random kill on us out of nowhere. Okay, I think we still keep messing with this team, though. This is starting to get to the point of no return where we probably want to stop using it. I think this will be the last one we do it for, and then switch into the Iron Gut Zuguf team. Because we are starting to get to the point where it falls off. Oh, not quite. It's still getting 1 shot on first battle. And probably will for till like 150 or so. Maybe a little bit deeper than that. However, that battle is the weakest battle out of any of them, so that's not a good example. This is already artificially weak. A good example is if Urskia shield into Rowan buff's not enough to kill here. That's a good example on if we are too deep to run this team. If this doesn't kill. Luckily it does, though. Because that's the point where you generally want to switch out of Rowan. Not the point where you necessarily need to. But once a single Urskia shield into Rowan's not enough, it's a good time to consider switching. But you can still keep going all the way with it. But that's where it starts to noticeably decrease in speed. Is when casting that into Rowan's not enough to kill. Oh, hello, Stardust. Hello, Death Will Perish. Welcome, welcome. Also, hello, Dr. Shrimp. Okay, we got some free pokes there. I still want to get the Urskia shield because I believe we need to have enough damage here. We'll go through this down. Get a Rowan. Dead. Are we 100% sure only 2 more factions? Well, 2 more factions in the near future. They would have to add more kingdoms for us to get more than 2 factions. We know of 1 kingdom coming, which is part of those 2, which is coming next month. But we don't know anything beyond that. Also, what's with the lag screen here? Come on, game. There we go. Random lag screen out of nowhere. That's not good. Alright, we don't need that. Okay. It doesn't matter what order we do, they're both the same. The only check you'd want to do there is see if this one's a 1.2 or not. And then take the higher one. Currently we're doing rarity order, or not rarity order, we're doing multiplier order rather than loot order. Really doesn't matter which way we go, though. If you're going for a leaderboard, you'd probably want loot order, though. I mean, multiplier order. Loot order in other instances, which is kind of weird because we're not actually going for leaderboard yet. I'm still doing multiplier order, which gives us slightly less loot, but it's only like a 10% or so difference. It's not too big a deal. Why specifically was Blackhawk the second to last to get a faction? I don't think there's a reason. However, there is a reason why Broken Spire is going to be the very last one. It's so last that even the new kingdom coming out next month is going to have a faction before Broken Spire, if I'm not mistaken. And the main reason for that is there's actually storyline tied into why Broken Spire is. It was somewhat mentioned, I believe, during the... it was mentioned during the Sinner Mirage storyline, if I'm not mistaken, because it was related to Luther. So there's lore reasons why Broken Spire is the absolute last one to be a faction. Or at least the last one in the foreseeable future. It might not be the last one ever. But as far as the last one that we're going to be seeing in a sizable amount of time. Because unless they're planning on doing another new kingdom like in February or something, then it's going to be the last one. For at least the near future. And it's probably coming early next year, the Broken Spire faction. It's not going to be like the definitive last faction ever, but it'll likely lead to the first gap of us not having a faction every 6 weeks, potentially. Which I'm not sure what the replacement is for that then, if that is the case. Unless there's going to slowly be adding new kingdoms and alternating between adding new kingdoms and new factions. And kind of go back to the time frame they used to do, where they would add a new kingdom like every 3 to 6 weeks. I mean, 3 to 6 months, I mean. 3 to 6 weeks, could you imagine? But maybe they'll start doing new kingdom alternating with new faction. Where they do a new kingdom and then do like a new faction a couple weeks later. And do that like every like 3 to 6 weeks or so. I mean, months, I mean. I keep saying weeks. Because that's how kingdoms used to be back in the day. Like anywhere from 2 to 6 months is how long it would take them to do a kingdom. And then we get another kingdom, and then another, and then another. But it was a longer gap than what you'd normally have to wait between factions, but it was more content whenever it did happen. Especially nowadays, because kingdoms have so many things. They get a new class, they get a new faction, they get a new a bunch of weapons in there, you get all the troops, and the new faction seems like it's, or a new kingdom, I mean. It seems like it's releasing with 16 troops, which is the most amount of troops a new kingdom has ever released with. But it's mostly because they have to keep up with how many troops are already in the natural number of every single kingdom. So it makes sense that it's kind of coming in with so many. But if I'm not mistaken, when it comes in, 16 troops are pretty much dropping at once. Or maybe 14 and the other 2 come in the following event, I'm not sure. But we're pretty much getting 16 troops, like almost all at the same time. Which is the most any kingdom has ever started with when it was released. That kind of makes sense because the average amount of troops for every kingdom has drastically increased since 2 years ago. I think Sinner Mirage came in with 8 when it came in. I think it was like 8 to 10 when Sinner Mirage came in multiple years ago. Because that was August 2 years ago when that came in. For peer faction, if we run 1 epic and 3 legends, well, you'd probably want to do 1 legend, 3 epic. Do we want the epic to be stealthy? Yes. You would want the epic to be stealthy in that case, because the other ones have the capability of gaining durability. But ideally, you'd want to do 1 legend, 3 epic. Or 2 legends, 2 epic. I guess you can technically get away with 3 legends, 1 epic. That's just putting a lot to RNG, though, compared to having at least 2-2. I'm mentioning it as 1-3 for the video, but the 3 is the epic, not the legends. I'm making some pretty speedy progress on this faction for once. I think we're at the point of no return soon. I was still able to one-shot, though. I don't know. Once that stops working, even once, we'll probably stop. It's been going good so far, though. Oh, yeah. I saw something funny. I didn't really get to see much for Voice of Cards that came out today. I'm not sure if we're even going to end up playing that game this weekend. I might just get it when it goes on a sale. But one of the things mentioned in the comment section made me laugh, because it's one complaint that Puzzle Quest 3 has as well. Well, Puzzle Quest 3 is like a billion of them. But one thing that was mentioned is that they were saying it feels like the game needs a speed option. Like, you know, like a 2x speed or something. Yeah, I just found that kind of funny. I feel like that's kind of the standard now for a lot of turn-based games, is to have an option to speed it up. Because I even feel like Darkest Dungeon needs one now too. Darkest Dungeon 2. I feel like they were going to add one at some point. Darkest Dungeon 1 never had one though. However, people modded it into the game. But I hope they actually just have one as an actual just default setting in the game. Because I know some of the most popular mods for the game was just like a speed up option. It's starting to become really standard for turn-based games now, to have at least one speed up option, if not multiple. It's kind of almost expected now out of most games. Or at least most turn-based games anyways. Hello, Supernova. Welcome. Because the issue with a lot of turn-based games is once you learn the mechanics for it, you start to do your turns a lot quicker. But the problem is even though your turns go quicker, the animations don't get quicker, so unless there's a speed-up option, you don't have a way to change the game speed to be up to your speed of actually playing it. Let's see. I'll take that down. Should you start saving your keys? Yes. I don't even need to raid the rest of that. The answer is yes. I assume it's for the new kingdom. Should you start saving the keys for when? Yes. But particularly gold keys, oddly enough. That might be a weird one to try to save, but there are two really particular keys you probably want to save. Gold keys and event keys. Which is good because this event week wasn't that good to spend event keys on anyways. So you might already have some saved up if you just started saving now. But the main two reasons for this is gold keys, back in the day, used to be the only way that you could get the common. These days there is another way, event keys. However, you're still going to be getting a good majority of your commons through gold keys specifically. And you need a lot of them due to how many commons there are within the game. The reason why you want to save event keys is because there's going to be an event for the kingdom, and that will just allow you to target every single one of the kingdom troops, including commons now, which used to be something that is not possible. Oddly enough, this might be weird, because it's a mechanic that some people may have known since the entire duration they've been playing. But one mechanic that's actually going to be the first time ever when the new kingdom comes out is event keys are going to be able to drop commons and rares. This is the very first new kingdom to ever come out since the change was made to event keys that made them capable of dropping commons and rares. A new kingdom has never released since that was a mechanic. Which is kind of weird to think about, because if you think about like the current state of the game, it feels like forever that it has had the capability of dropping commons and rares. However, no kingdom has ever released with the capability of using event keys to target them, and now you can. Well, not specifically target them, but you know, they're in the drop table, whereas before they used to only drop ultra rare and above, which made it impossible to get the common and rares, which made even more reason why you had to hoard all the gold keys, because that was like the only way to do it before, but now you can do it with event keys to offset it. What is the skill boost for the new kingdom? I hope it's magic as well. I heard people mentioning earlier that wasn't magic. I can't remember what they were saying, but they were saying it wasn't magic. I can't remember what they did say it was, though. I really hope it's magic, though. It's still subject to change. Even if the files still say that it's not magic, it could still be magic. It's an elemental kingdom. Like, the chance that it is magic seems so high, but for balance reasons, they might not make it magic. Is obviously, that's adding multiple magic into the game, like 3 or 4 additional magic or so. They were saying it could be defense. Oh, that helps Rowan, if nothing else at least. Defense not necessarily bad. Rowan actually benefits more from defense than she does from magic. So it's not necessarily bad if it is a defense stat. Because there are a couple troops that boost ratio off it, most notably Rowan. As well as Tesla. Tesla also gets more value from it, of course. Hello, Vitera. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, we got the level. Hold up. I said I'm going to hand out a redeem code when we got the level. Let's go hand out a redeem code. Let's go do a redeem code. I did indeed say, upon level, we shall code. And we just got to code a couple battles ago. Whoops. I almost forgot. Until I didn't forget. And no one reminded me. Let's see. Though we did just get it like a couple minutes ago. Okay, we'll do that, do that. Put that there. Click refresh. Put it over there. Copy the whole thing. Where's Bill? He would normally post a squirrel in chat. He didn't say first 1 hour into the stream today. But there you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever game says right over here is what we put in for your invite code. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters started with RJ and gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. One usable on PC mobile version of the game. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, let's keep delving. And if you guys have any questions about the faction or anything, let me know. Make sure to go over it. But for now, let's keep delving deeper. Also, I think we're at the point where we need to switch teams soon. Getting pretty close to the point where we should stop using Rowan. As I mentioned before, Rowan can go all the way to 500, which is why whenever you see me post like a Rowan build, you might notice I say like 20 to 500 on it, even though realistically we normally use it for like 20 to 100. Because this team can go all the way. The way that you use it constantly keeps changing. I almost feel like we should cover a video on that at some point. Like the way that you adapt Rowan as you keep going. It's a hard video to cover because it's hard to have access to like a level 100 faction or level 50. Well, level 50 would be easy. But to have like a level 50, a level 100, and level 500 at the same time, you'd have to do it specifically when the faction event itself is at that point. Which means we could cover it technically for a Tuesday at some point. But I would have to do all those battles before the stream. Which means we wouldn't do them on stream. That's not too big a deal. Because to show it properly, we'd have to have one around like 50, 200, or like around where we are right now, like 150, and then a 500 one. Because the way that you run the team at those 3 categories is quite a bit different. Because at 50, you're just going straight for the insta-kill. Around this time, you're trying to go for like the double or triple, depending on what your stats are. And then for the very late one, you do like a weird like double buff thing that plays quite drastically different than the other 2. By that point, you're generally not using that team anymore. But for people that don't have access to other stuff, it's stronger. Because normally you want to do like a weird cast shield, Rowan, cast shield, Rowan kind of thing. When you hit that deep. I don't think you're going to be the same code PC Mobile gets, but at least on their streams, they are going to be able to do other communities too for... oh, yeah! I did mention that, I believe, during that stream. I wasn't able to catch much of that stream, but they did stream the other night, finally, after so long. And it was just the one of them, though, because I think they were still on lockdown or something. Yeah, she did end up mentioning that they will end up having ways to give consoles some stuff. It won't necessarily be codes in the traditional sense, but they're still going to find some kind of workaround kind of thing. I forget exactly what they mentioned. I didn't catch too much of that stream. Yeah, you got to be careful with Mimic. It has a 1 in 6 chance to devour you. I can't remember if it says it on the card or if it just says it does something random. I think it says it on the card. But it effectively has a 1 in 6 chance to devour your team. So do be careful with it. Because there is a 4 Mimic room. And while 1 in 6 is relatively low, it is not 0. So if you let them cast, they will occasionally devour you at some point. It's unlikely, but possible at some point. I wonder if that means Puzzle Quest 3 is going to end up getting redeem codes as well at some point. Or whatever their new system's going to be. Puzzle Quest 3 is in a weird state right now. They keep like rebalancing everything every patch. And by rebalancing, I mostly mean changing stuff. It has yet to be more balanced. A single patch has yet to make it more balanced. I do have to say, the current version of Puzzle Quest 3 is kind of fun to play. The way that they changed out the playstyle. Some people in the forum were mentioning that it got a lot harder. I personally haven't seen it in late game. Maybe as you're progressing through the game it is. But honestly, it seems actually easier. Not like a lot easier, but slightly easier. As far as you know, the consoles have strict policies on codes, since it has to be redeemed in the console store. Interesting. Yeah, I know they had an issue with Apple back in the day. Because on the Apple version, they had to specifically not have it in the game itself. Because you used to be able to redeem the redeem code specifically in the game itself of Gems of War. But there was some kind of policy with Apple that made them so they had to change it. I'm not sure what policy. Oh, there's that weird lycanthropy gem. Remember when we said earlier that lycanthropy exists this week? There's that one lycanthropy that we're going to see this entire stream. The one and only lycanthropy. It is so ridiculously low rate. Hey, we actually got a transform kill on him too. That's good because he could potentially submerge again. But yes, lycanthropies do appear during this week. We're going to have to deal with it today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Luckily, they made the rate so small that they seem non-existent now. Like, they made both Uber Doom Skulls and the other thing appear, the lycanthropy. Yet Uber Doom Skulls are appearing like 10 times more commonly, which is perfectly fine. They kind of know everyone hates lycanthropy, but they still wanted to do it, so they were like, let's make it just a really, really low rate. But still have it. This is problematic. I don't have a good way to get rolling mana right now. The biggest issue is that he revived. That should have been the win right there, and I was kind of expecting it to be. But unfortunately, he got a revive, and now we don't have the win. I think we have... Oh, no. Okay, good. We didn't need the buff to have enough damage. I was going to say, I think we need our Scale Shield there. But we didn't have the mana for it, which is kind of unfortunate. Also, once you see a tier 2 room that has a 1.2 multiplier, you don't even have to scout the other one because there's nothing higher currently. Also, I wonder if we're going to get that as some kind of patch. They've done a couple patches in the past where they've added more delve rooms. I hope they do another one at some point. They normally do it about once a year, and we haven't gotten one this year. I think they've done like 3 or 4 updates to it. It's been out for a little over 2 years. I think we've gotten 3 or 4 patches that end up adding more rooms to Underworld. Hope they do another one. It kind of just kind of switches things up a little bit as far as what we could face. For the most part, none of them have been too annoying. And the most recent one was probably the most powerful one they ever did, because they added a lot of extra treasure room modifiers, like 20% dodge that you get as a positive effect, and Death Touch as a positive effect, and a bunch of other stuff. The most recent one was probably one of the best ones they ever did, just because it actually made delves easier, not harder. Because they made a lot of the treasure room buffs that normally were just like kind of extra resources, and they added a bunch of actual status effect related ones that help you, like dodge, Death Touch, and other similar ones. Those are just like the 2 most noteworthy, which is why I bring them up. There was a few others as well, but those are the very, very noteworthy ones. Okay, I think it's about time to switch up our team. What we're doing is still functioning, technically. And I feel like we can still get away with it pretty effectively to about 200 or so. But I think it's time we switch to insta-kill. So let's do just that. So we have some pretty fun insta-kill options here. Both Hiking Iron Gut and Zoogoff. Also, we're almost at the point where we can start rush methoding. Actually, we can start rush methoding right now, so I might as well start rush. We have the sigils for it, might as well use them. No reason not to. I just realized I'm still set to armor, aren't I? I should be set to 20% mana start into 2 seasons. That or just pure cleanse, just in case. I don't feel like this area has that many status effects, though, like delves in general. So we'll go with that. I don't think we need 20% cleanse. or two 10%. They do actually trigger independently of each other. If you set 2 Medals of Orpheus or 3 Medals of Orpheus, that is not 20% or 30%. It is 2 10% or 3 10%. Each one of them individually roll. It's not just one big percent. Each one individually rolls a 10%. Good old insta-kill meta. Gosh, Iron gets broken. Zugov too. But Iron got particularly in context of delves. Just because you have enough attack to start with 100. We don't... actually, we have 2 seasons set right now. And we start with 157. Also, I just realized the potions triggered independently. I don't think that used to be a thing. That must have been another change that they did this patch. Because they made it as a trait. It's now a trait that they end up triggering those potions. Which is why they're triggering independently. So that's new as of this patch. Wouldn't really say a feature necessarily, but well, to be able to check there's a feature. But the way that they coded it now, they end up changing it so that you can now visually see it happening. While also having it in that one menu. Because now it's basically a trait that's attached to it. So they definitely changed it up quite a bit compared to the previous patch. It might not seem like that much on the front end, but as far as the coding they had to do for it, they definitely had to change up quite a bit to make that work. Which I'm kind of surprised they did that much work to do that. But that's a nice little addition. Nice little quality of life little thing. Though honestly, they probably had to do that to even show it there, so they probably didn't need to necessarily do as much work necessarily. Because if their goal was to put that on that screen, they probably had to change it like that to even make it work like that. Since everything there is an active trait kind of thing. Which means, theoretically, if you could somehow get stunned instantly, you wouldn't actually trigger any of them then. Though that's literally impossible to get stunned like that. Because even if the enemy has something that stuns you at the start of battle, it still wouldn't, because your traits would trigger before they do. Because it goes from top left to bottom right, so you trigger all 4 of your allies' traits before they trigger a single one of theirs. And that's 4 times speed will glitch it out. Which could happen. Though also doubtful. Though it could. 4 times speed has broken other things in the past. I wouldn't be surprised if it tries breaking other things in the future. I was gonna say, he better not revive. And there he goes reviving. It doesn't matter though, this team has a billion ways to insta-kill. And reviving just delays us by a few seconds. Unlike Rowayne, that it'll take like 30 seconds for her to get a kill to clean up. With this team, it sees a revive and then like a few seconds later it's dead. And in some instances, you literally already have the kill condition ready to go. You don't even need to regain the mana. And even if you do, it doesn't take that long with this team to regain the mana. It takes like one little button press. Oops, I almost just took the final room. Fail. Actually, we should probably start doing rush method soon. I'll double check how many sigils we have. And see where we're at. Because I think we're at the point where we can start rushing the rest of the time. Gotta use the value. If we bothered to buy the extra tiers, might as well use the value from buying the extra tiers to start skipping. Get some speed value from it. Some time save in there. Let's see. 29 plus 16. Math. That comes out to 45. It goes to 48. Which means we'd only have to find 1 Valraven then. Yeah, we can start doing skip method, I think. Because that means in like 30-something fights, we'd only have to find 1 Valraven, right? Because we're at 45. Tomorrow brings us to 48. Which means we only have to find 1 Valraven. Ideally 2, but technically only 1. Theoretically, we'd want to keep going till we find a Valraven, then start skip methoding. Though we could just start skip methoding now. Also, I just realized we have to do 5 rooms to start skip method. Hold up, we're definitely going to start skip method. The reason why that's relevant is the number of rooms that you do determines how many Valravens you're going to be getting. Because even though you're only using 1 sigil, each individual room has the Valraven bring you closer kind of mechanic. So every single room matters, even though... because it's not sigil based, it's how many battles you do based. So... for example, if we did like only 3 rooms compared to doing 9, then we're going to be getting like 1/3 the amount of Valravens. However, since we're required to do 5 rooms, we're getting slightly more than if we were only had to do 3. So because of this, I think we actually start skip method now. Because we're already doing half the faction every single time anyways. So yeah, I think it's time to start doing skip then. Because I actually didn't even notice, this is a 5-room faction, which is the worst possible faction to get because it's tied at the most amount of rooms you have to do in order to get to the end, which makes it the most time-consuming type of faction. Because even when we're doing skip method, we're only skipping 4 rooms instead of like something like 6 room skips if it was only a 3-room finish. So we'll start skip method now then. Because we'll have way more than enough sigils then. Could probably even start skipping at like 100, I think, when you have 5-room option. At least with tier 7s. Oh yeah, we got the horde level to 156. Normally we do it to 155. I just had a little bit extra, so it happened to be 156. The reason you want to go to 155 is that's when you get a +2 magic, assuming you have the kingdom with the extra stats. If you have 14-star kingdom for the extra faction stats. But yeah, 155 is normally our stopping location. Though mine did go to 156 just because we had a little bit extra power in our genie lamp. And just pushed it over, and I didn't want to use a different resource. I just figured we'd use the lamp at that point. I gotta be careful that they don't have immune to Devourer. I haven't even been paying attention to if they do or don't. One of them did. Luckily I didn't target the one that did. I'm actually surprised the hamster didn't. Normally we want to kill that Devourer first, or the one that automatically has a resummon. Unless you have a way to deliberately stun it. Oops, I almost just took the treasure room out of habit. I know we're going to start skip method. Or at least as much as we can possibly do. Since it still forces us to do half the faction. Maybe they knew because this faction has such good options. It's like, oh, let's just make it 5. They already have the best options in the entire game. Because blue-purple is a very strong combination. Since it allows you to use the 2 best insta-kills with the 2 best mana accumulators. But yeah, as far as treasure hoard is concerned, 100 is the bare minimum you ever want to do. And 155, I would say, is generally the end game target. If you're way late into the game. Well, 100 is bare minimum because that's how many you need in order to have all the faction stuff to get the in order to have the full amount of points for the faction, because that determines 1 to 500 points, and it's not maxed until you have it to level 100. And the reason for 155 is mostly because of the double magic burst out of nowhere in the middle of it. It's also a nice in-between spot that's doesn't overspend your resources while still giving you a pretty decent amount of stats. I believe that's 21 magic as well in total for the event, which is a decent sizable amount. Also, you all have immune Devour, don't you? Except for you. Oh no, you too. Oh no, it's last slot that didn't. My bad. So you're the only one that doesn't have immune. I'm still gonna do that just for the damage poke in case we can find a skull, like the one that was just on the board that I should have taken. Like that one right there. That I just didn't take. That we could have already won with. Even with 3 immune to Devourers, this team doesn't even care. Mostly because Zugov. How much time do you need to finish a new delve? It depends how much skip method you're doing. Realistically, a new delve takes anywhere from 3 to, I want to say, 7 hours. 7 hours is if you don't have as many good teams and you're doing 100% no skip the entire time. Like if you bought like the minimum amount of potions and you might not have as many stats and everything, and you're doing 100% no skip, I feel like it's closer to like 6 or 7 hours. If you're doing pure skip, it's probably close to like 2 or 3 hours. Assuming it's a 3-room. For the one like this, it's probably closer to like 3 or 4. And then doing a mix is probably around 4 to 5-ish hours. Probably closer to 4. Though doing a mix doesn't help as much when you have to do 5 rooms like this. Well, technically it kind of still does. You just have to start skip methoding a little bit earlier. I started skip methoding a little bit late because I didn't realize it was actually a 5-room delve. If you're buying to tier 7, I think you want to start skip methoding by about 150 or so. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. Maybe once you hit 100. Because the 5 room gives you a lot more sigils compared to a 3 room. Hello, Logic Slayer. Welcome. Oh, come on, Zugoff. Oh, good. Never mind. He is full mana. He's actually exact full mana due to enchant. Kind of convenient. Well, so luckily, nothing in this faction has immune to Devour. And by nothing in this faction, I mean on first and final battle. Obviously, the troops themselves in between can have immune. But I mean specifically the Pure faction itself doesn't have immune to Devour, which is nice. Oh, there's one of our Val Ravens. Make sure it doesn't escape. I will risk a explosion here. And then we'll go for a Thrall, and he should be dead. Obviously want to kill that first, just to make sure it doesn't escape. Oops, that wasn't enough damage, was it? Sometimes it is, sometimes it is. Depends how much stats the room has. Oh, so hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. The other +2 magic boosts are at a 111 and 133. Yeah, I don't sure where exactly every single one is. I go for the mid-range one every single time. At least every single time lately anyways. But yeah, they're quite a bit of a bonus, to say the least. Magic's your great stat, and 2 magic is even better than 1 magic. I probably should have killed the other summoner first, whoops. Just in case he wants to resummon his entire team out of nowhere by getting a loop. Definitely don't want that. Ideally, priority order is kill the guy that has the 100% chance to revive, then kill the resummoner, then kill the resummoner that does it based on reds, and then finish whatever else is left. The only thing that would change the order for that battle is if there's a Val Raven, in which case Val Raven is obviously highest priority. The second any Val Raven appears in factions, your entire strategy for the fight is just kill that Val Raven as quickly as possible. Doesn't matter what battle it is. Strategy just changes to everything on the Val Raven until it is dead. You're still not sure how to progress delves? What about it? Should you wait until faction day and then try to max a delve, or do it day by day? You should be doing it day by day. Because you can do pure faction 500 without potions. It's a lot harder, but the ones that are easier, you probably want to be doing day by day. The ones you know for sure that are going to be like literally impossible, or not literally, but you know, really, really ridiculously hard to do without potions, or you'd probably want to do, of course, with potions. But the factions that you feel like you can get done with no potions whatsoever, those are the ones that you should be working to 500 with your daily 3 that you have. The ones that you know pretty much for sure you're probably never going to be able to do it without potions, those are the ones you want to be using potions for, or, you know, going to 500 too with during the events. You have a quick Animal Crossing New Horizons question. Since you missed the Nintendo Direct, do we, wait, there's a Nintendo Direct today? Wait, what? Do we have to sow tasks to unlock Brewster? Oh, wait, you mean you missed the Nintendo... Wait, no. Didn't you not watch it? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But, no. Brewster's automatically unlocked. The second it updates, he should be there. The only thing you have to specifically unlock are some of the DLC contents, which will get unlocked over time. So I'm pretty sure you can grind it all out without having to wait any days. And the other thing is, which you might have to wait some days for, is unlocking everything on Harv's Islands. Because you're going to have to give them some bells, and then in return you unlock areas. And I'm not sure if you can only unlock one per day, or if it's going to have a day delay, or what exactly is up with that, or maybe even a multiple day delay. But that one will not unlock immediately, but Brewster should. He should literally just be there, I'm pretty sure. Like the second you update, I'm pretty sure he's just going to exist. However, that's not what they did for the art gallery, so who knows. I'm pretty sure he's just going to exist, though. It's been requested by too many people for it to not simply exist. Let's see, I'll throw that down. How much gold do you need to get to 155? It depends what kind of treasure quality you have. Realistically, it takes anywhere from 1 to 2.5 million. It depends on the quality of your treasure. I'm pretty sure we spent a little under 2 million to do it today, though I didn't calculate out exactly. But I'm pretty sure it was roughly 2-ish million, maybe a little bit higher, because I did do it in a way that cost slightly more because I didn't do any sacred treasure. But it depends heavily on what kind of treasure you have. Like, if you had literally all sacred treasure, it'd cost you, like, what, less than 500,000? But obviously, realistically, with the amount of treasures you have, it would come out to like 1.5 to 2 million, I think. Probably around 2 million or so, give or take about 500,000 in either direction. Is realistically how much it would cost. It depends on what kind of treasure you have, though. It would affect how much gold it costs. Alright, that one has impervious. That's the only one that does, so I gotta make sure not to accidentally poke it. I don't think I had enough for your damage poke there. Well, maybe I did, because that random skull just killed it quite conveniently. Oh, so I'm pretty sure it's already used up, but here's the code from earlier, by the way. If anyone hasn't used it yet. I'm pretty sure it's already depleted, though. I figured I'd still post it just in case. Especially since we have a bit more people watching today. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. And as far as big Gems of War content are concerned, we have a new new kingdom coming out next month for the 7-year anniversary of the game. That's going to be a lot of fun. Haven't gotten a new kingdom for 2 years now. A little over 2 years. 2 years and 3 months by the time it comes out. Well, technically 2 years, 2 months, I guess. Depends how you look at it. About a little over 2 years. Should we aim for 75% horde bonus for the next new faction? Well, 50% is fine. I wouldn't really ever try dipping into 75%. The amount of colored deed books you need for it's pretty high. There's really no point in going over 50%, which requires 14-star kingdom. Or sorry, not 14-star. I mean level 14 kingdom. There's a difference between the two. But you would need level 14 kingdom. I wouldn't go farther than that. Well, obviously going to 15. But, you know, as far as, like, the delve bonus thingy, you really don't need more than 50%, especially for how costly it is to get the other two 25%. Like, that second, the fourth one's, like, literally impossible to get. Like, not literally, but realistically impossible. And the third one's just so costly that's not worth going for. You'd want to have every kingdom level to 16 before you get a single kingdom above 16. Just because of the cost to do so. And also because there's an upgrade specifically for getting a level 16 kingdom. I believe level 24 star, I think, requires it. Blade of Lands will tell us. But I'm pretty sure you need a 16-star kingdom for 24-star kingdom. I mean, gosh, I said that. Did I just say star twice? I'm pretty sure I did. You need a level 16 kingdom for a 24-star kingdom. So you need this to be 16 in order for this to be 24. Because right here is the requirement for upgrade Blade of Lands to level 16. So you want to do that before you ever do anything else. Because even though there's faction bonus right here, you should never, ever go for this in the current state of the game. You'll want to have every kingdom to level 16 before you even touch 17. And there's not a single person who has every single kingdom to level 16 yet. So don't do 17 yet. 50% extra bonus stats is way more than enough. The only one exception to that, maybe, though even then it's probably not that worth it, But if you're farming a specific delve literally every day, like City of Thieves, and you're doing that like religiously literally every day for your 3 dailies to go farm it out, if you're doing that, it might be okay if you're like super end game and you're doing that for like that little bit of extra stats. That is the only circumstance I could think of where it might be worth it, and even then, it's probably not. It's just better value getting everything to level 16 first before you even touch 17s. Mostly because we're getting to the point where more and more kingdoms are starting to get to 24 star. And a 24 star requires you to have a 16 kingdom for the kingdom. Oh no, he might devour us here. How many browns are on the board? Please stop doing turns. If nothing else, he's going to disorient our team, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stop it. This is one time when we actually need Lycanthropy to go crazy here. Please, Lycanthropy, come on, come on. Come on, Lycanthropy value, come on. Come on, Lycanthropy. The one time I actually want Lycanthropy to trigger. Come on, Lycanthropy. Oh, good. He froze himself. We kill this out. Come on, Lycanthropy. Come on. Come on. No! Yes, he got skull distracted. Come on, Lycanthropy. The one time I actually want you to trigger. You just sit there doing nothing. Like a death mark. Like the 1 in 100 time where I actually want Lycanthropy to trigger and it doesn't trigger. Compared to the other 99 times when we don't want it to trigger. You got a double purple deed offer in daily for 150 writs. Plus the 150 writs, nice. Yeah, I personally don't buy the color deeds. If you have a lot of gems and you're taking tribute like 10 plus times a day, it could be worth doing so. I personally don't, though. Also, I'm actually somewhat glad this thing doesn't have insta-kill on his ability. Because he's the first thing in line, so he's probably going to be the first thing to get mana more often than not. Under AI priority. And the fact that, you know, the mana just goes to him first. And that could end up being a issue if he had insta-kill, because we'd probably die a lot more often. And now we don't. Even though it's going to probably make Pure Faction a little bit more annoying, it makes getting there less annoying. You buy all the deeds? Nice. Yeah, I don't have that many gems. We'd run out of gems very quickly if I bought every single one of them we ever saw. Though if there was any one to do it for, the magic one is definitely the best, the purples. If you were to ever buy any of them, purple is the absolute best. Also, that's even worth considering if you don't normally buy the season pass. Just the fact that you get 3 more purple deed books is pretty huge. Because purple's still the most relevant color of any of the color deeds, due to it being associated almost entirely with magic. Currently only purple and green is. Purple has 4, green has 1. Which makes purple-related deeds the absolute strongest in the game, due to them being associated to magic-based instances. Why did I do that? And we missed. Oh no, we missed. Wario better have that line in the Mario Party. Oh, I missed. Yeah, we might stream Mario Party tomorrow. I think we will. I also get to show the OLED on screen, or at least the box of the OLED. I guess I'll open it too. Gotta keep it nice and pristine. I'm pretty sure we're only using in handheld mode. I'm not actually going to be streaming off the OLED. Mostly because they didn't do any kind of graphical improvement to it. I'm just using it as my new handheld. It's a pretty expensive handheld. It's like buying a tablet, gosh, for $350 plus tax. But it's basically just buying a tablet that only plays Switch games. Because I'm going to use my old Switch as the one we stream off of, and my new Switch is the one I always do for handheld off stream. As well as for travel and other stuff. I wish there was a way to buy it without the dock. Because it'd probably cost like $50 less if it didn't have the dock with it. Let's see. Or at least have a backup dock if nothing else. I could use it as my travel dock. Because most hotels have a TV that have access to hooking that up. Okay, hopefully this gives us enough mana. Don't you dare hit that insta-kill. He would have had a 15% chance too. Oh no, he has stealthy. Oh no! Skulls, get him. Good. He only has a 5% chance. Though you know he's eventually going to hit it. I'm actually really surprised. We have not died to insta-kill yet. Oh no, has anyone else been having bad RNG with it yet? We're only halfway there. But we still have not died to a single insta-kill. Yet. Wait till pure faction will probably be a nightmare. But so far we have not encountered it a single time. Also, we're going to keep streaming until we hit all rewards. How about that? Once we hit all rewards, we'll call it a wrap for now. And then I'm going to go grab lunch / breakfast / dinner. And then we're going to do Age of Calamity probably at 1 in like 50 minutes from now. Maybe that's the game plan then. So we'll keep streaming till we have all rewards. Then tonight we'll continue at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in like 8 hours from now or so. And then up until then we'll be doing Age of Calamity, which just got its final DLC today. Let's see it's also storyline DLC, I believe. I'm not sure to what degree. I'm not sure how much content it even added, but whatever it is, we're doing it. Who knows? It could be a few hours of content. It could be tens of dozens. We'll find out when we stream it. I really wish Age of Calamity was more of a live service, to be honest. That's like one instance where a buy one-time game felt like it needs to be more of a live service. Like, the amount of optimization that game should have gotten that it didn't, it just never came around. And while I still got like hundreds of hours of gameplay from it, there's just so much more they could have done with it. It's kind of disappointing that they didn't. But who knows, maybe they're doing more DLC in the future. There's nothing to say they're going to announce more. All we know is from what they currently announced, this is the last of their DLC. But who knows, maybe they're announcing something huge. At some point this year. Oh, hello, Imperial. Welcome. Actually, let's take a scolder. Yeah, I'm glad I finally have all the kingdoms finally maxed to 15. It takes a little while to get there, but having all those extra stats definitely makes a difference. Anywhere we can get those little bit extra stats, they definitely add up over time. Like, it might not seem like much, like, oh, a few extra stats here and there. But once you start getting that to, like, dozens, it really starts to make a difference. Also, why on earth did I not take a scolder? Could have already won. Okay, let's see, how close are we? I think we need like 2 or 3 more. It might seem like we jumped up by a lot, but that's because we keep the deeper we go, the more points we keep getting for every single thing. Normally, if you start skip methoding by about 200, which we did, for the most part, we started slightly earlier, you'd get it done by about 250, I believe. Which is almost where we're at, right? We're at what? Actually, we might be at 250 now. Though we did start skip methoding a little bit early. Mostly because it's a 5-room delve. So it looks like at 260 we'll end up having it then. Or 270. Gotta make sure you actually make sure... when you really gotta pay attention to which ones have impervious or not. Or immune to devour, I mean. You learn it over time which ones do or don't. But, yeah, you gotta make sure not to accidentally devour them. I still make the mistake when going very quickly. If there's anything to remember about every troop in the game, it's probably on if they do or do not have immune to devour. It's probably the most important thing to know about every single troop. Just because how meta Zugov is for factions. Well, technically you just have to know it for all the faction troops. That's still quite a lot of them.
Or if nothing else, you gotta memorize all the ones that do have immune to devour that are capable of appearing in factions. Since those are the only relevant ones then. At least until they add even more rooms. Though they haven't for a while. I think it's been about a year, as I was mentioning earlier. Though they're probably still going to at least one more time, if not multiple more times. Because I think the longest duration they've ever went without adding more rooms to Underworld. You always forget which rat can't be devoured. I believe it's the red-green one, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's that one mana accumulator rat, so I'm pretty sure it's the red-green. I think I somewhat misclicked once this stream, but I'm pretty sure it's the red-green one that has immune. I forget his name. But obviously you could do it based on the color because he's the only red-green one of the rats there. Oh wait, we gained an extra turn. That's actually one instance I did not want an extra turn. It would have been way quicker if we didn't get an extra turn there, ironically. Alright there, Magnus has immune, so we want to do it that way. I'm somewhat tempted to try for double skull here, but it's not a good way to try, so it's good to do that. Let him poke us and then devour it. Wait, is it Hex Rat? I could have sworn it was the red, blue, green. Is it Hex Rat and red? Wait, I thought Hex Rat didn't have immune. I'm pretty sure it's the red-green mana accumulator. Maybe I am mistaken. Oh, you were asking? Oh no, I'm pretty sure it's the red-green rat. Like, I'm nearly certain. Let me go check now because that's gonna bother me. I'm like 90% certain it's the red-green that has impervious. What's the delve even called again? I can't remember. I know what I'm looking for. I can't remember which one it is, though. I know it the second I'll see it. Wait, it's not Fangmore, is it? No. Why am I doing Fangmore? Fangmore is the other one that came out around that time. Dark Pits. There it is. I'm pretty sure it's the... Yeah, it's the red-green. That's what I thought. The red-green's the one that you have to worry about. All the other ones do not have immune. It's the red-green rat. You can tell based on being red-green or the fact that he's the mana accumulator. Whatever one you want to do it based off of. But, yeah, it's the red-green one. He's the only one that has it. That's what I thought. Just making sure. That's somewhat relevant. There's, like, literally one battle where it comes in. But it still does occur. It's one of the few instances where a faction troop associated to a different faction appears in other factions. Because most of the faction troops only appear in their own faction. Those rats can appear in any faction, which kind of makes sense. Rats are everywhere. So they appear in all the factions. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the only faction that appears in another faction, oddly enough. I'm not sure if there's a lore reason other than the fact that they're rats. Or maybe it's because of Puzzle Quest 1 where the rats multiplied like crazy and then they ended up just taking over every faction. In the depths of every pet faction, there's just rats. Which would make sense. Like, there's definitely a logical reason as to why they would be in every faction. If nothing else. Oh yeah, the mushrooms as well. Some of the mushrooms from Mammothrax. Which makes sense, because the mushrooms could grow in probably all the factions and the rats just exist. Because it's a generic thing to have in every dungeon. Or a bunch of rats. What's a dungeon without some rats? Like, that's like a required for a dungeon. You gotta have your rats over there. You gotta have your, like, your mold and mushrooms. You gotta have, like, your barred gates. Gotta have that random skeleton in the middle of nowhere. The standard dungeon starter kit. All the things every dungeon needs. A clean dungeon? I know, right? That's an oxymoron. There's almost no dungeons are clean. There's no point in upkeeping them. Plus, they're almost all underground. Alright, I think we've hit enough points. So if anyone has any other questions, do let me know. Otherwise, I think once we clear out this dungeon that we're currently on, this delve, we're probably going to call it a wrap for now. However, we will be back with multiple things today. As far as Gems of War is concerned, we'll be back in 7.5 hours at the same time as we do every single day, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at which we shall continue what we're doing right now. And aside from that, I'm going to take a quick break, grab some eats, and we're going to then do Age of Calamity for all the time pretty much in between that. Just drops the final question mark DLC that's going to be getting. Not sure if it's going to be getting more, but it's the final of what's been announced. And that dropped earlier today. And we'll be doing that pretty much soon after this stream ends. I just need to go grab a bite to eat since I haven't ate anything yet. And then we'll do that for like 7-ish hours, 6 hours, or until all the content's done. I assume there's at least like 6-7 hours of content in there though. Which means we'll probably do Mario Party tomorrow. I kind of hope that it is like 6 or 7 and the rest is just grind. Because if that is the case, we'll hopefully do all the storyline content on stream today. And that way we can do Mario Party that just came out today, tomorrow. Because I'm getting the physical version. I won't have the physical until tomorrow. Hopefully it's not bought out. I'll be checking my Walmart and my Best Buy. I really hope they don't get bought out in Mario Party. I don't feel like they would. I feel like most people are just going to get it digital. But I do specifically want that in physical. I mean, most people probably do it in digital, I mean. But I do specifically want to get it in physical. To go into our Mario Party collections. Since we own all of them except the Wii U ones. Ah, there we go. We have now finished out all the rewards. But, of course, it is not completed once we finish out all rewards, similar to Tower of Doom. We want to go do Pure Faction now. And go all the way to 500. But that'll be a goal for later. Tonight we'll probably go to like 400-ish or so, maybe a little bit deeper. And then tomorrow night we'll do Pure Faction 500 and wrap it up. That's the game plan for that. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys soon. Feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly, greatly appreciated. We'll have a guide on the faction probably either late tonight or tomorrow morning. Probably tomorrow morning, realistically. Even if I do record it tonight, it might not even be up till tomorrow morning. And yeah, that's pretty much the game plan then. And they'll be doing Age of Calamity today. Gems of War at our normal time as we do every single night, as we always do. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching as always. Greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. And best of luck with the faction because you will need it. Because there are some insta-kills that you got to watch out for, so be careful. Make sure to increase your luck stat somehow. Just to make sure they don't insta-kill you. That'd be funny if this game did have a luck stat. But it doesn't. Sure feels like it sometimes because, gosh, the enemy feels like it has, like, max out luck on some instances when they roll like 90% on 20% or something. Which you gotta be careful because they could just like insta-kill wipe you. If you have like absurd luck, they could just 4 insta-kills you in a row during this pure faction. It's very unlikely, but it can happen. But anyways, guys, catch you later. Best of luck with everything. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, wait, there's one other question before we go. Do they have more cat troops coming out with the World events called Claws for Paws? I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually do. Like, there's no way they're not going to add more cats and dogs. Like, we even got it for Halloween. Like, they love their cats and dogs, that is for sure. Like, we just got the mummy dog for Halloween, which is absolutely adorable. Actually, I never bothered equipping that. I should probably go do it for Halloween, since it is Halloween week. Halloween's in 2 days. Let's see. And we'll be streaming all day on Halloween as well. We're doing Darkest Dungeon, though. We'll have our normal Gems of War stream that night, though. And probably have some special juicy codes. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, Golvania, I think. Let me go equip it as we end out the stream. And we'll keep it on the rest of the weekend. As well as probably for quite some time because I'll forget about it. Wait, it's not associated to Golvania? Hold up. It's not associated to Golvania. Where's it from? Does anyone remember its name? Let's see. Where is it? That was last year's one. That was 2021. That keeps saying that it sounds like I say 2021, but I mean 2021, as in this is the 2020 one, as in it's the one from 2020. That makes it so confusing. I think I said that in the Monday video, that I said it was like the 2021, but in doing so, it makes it sound like I'm saying 2021, but not the one that is from 2020. You have to do it in different syntax, otherwise it sounds incorrect. Because it literally sounds like you're saying 2021. Where is this pet? Am I that blind? Where's the new doggy? Where's the new doggy? Starts with a B, does it? I am very much in the wrong location if it starts with B. That means oh, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, it's Boris, Carol Roof. I would have never remembered that. It is so adorable. There we go. We have now equipped the doggy. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be back with Gems Award in 7.5 hours from now. Catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.